Hey family and friends, I want to talk to you briefly about the great Brian and Christian Ferguson Memorial Tennis Tournament at Waverly High School Tennis Courts. This tournament was established to honor the legacy of the great Brian and Christian Ferguson, who have done so much for our community, mentoring and tutoring, coaching a lot of our city's youth. We're going to develop fine young men, leaders in the community, and a lot of them have told me that they were inspired by Christian and Brian, so we thought it'd be fitting to honor their legacy by putting this tournament together this summer. So if you're available, check on out Waverly and do your part to inspire others as well. Thank you very much and have a great day.
Hello, this is Charles Ford, all the way from Atlanta, Georgia, and it's definitely my pleasure to say a few words about Brian and Chris Ferguson. I had an opportunity to be around both of them quite a bit, as we were definitely rivals on the tennis courts. They were definitely two people that I respected very much and admired as well. They've done a lot for the community and pushing young people to be better, and I'm one of them. I mean, Brian and Chris are definitely my seniors, and they always offered encouraging words to me all the time, anytime that I was playing a match or when they saw me. And it's just great that they are being honored with this tennis tournament each year. I think their names and their legacy should always be remembered. They are definitely true Lansing community favorites. They're definitely favorite sons. The Ferguson family, along with Joel, has done a lot for this community, and I think it's great that we can honor both Chris and Brian with this tennis tournament. So thank you very much, the Lansing community.
This is Mark West. I just wanted to take a moment to talk about Brian Ferguson and the tennis tournament that's in high school. I was at a tournament and Brian just happened to be there, and I was just sitting there all by myself, and Brian came up to me. That really influenced my life, and it became a great friendship of Brian and I, and I've always wanted to be involved in this tournament because of how great of a guy he was to me. I didn't have the pleasure to know Chris or that well, and I've had some interaction with Joel, but the family's been great, especially Brian. Brian was a big influence in my life, and he introduced me to many, many good people, which I still speak to today and have helped the tournament. And I'm just really grateful to know Brian, have known Brian, and I'm really grateful to play in this tournament every year, and I hope to continue to do so.
Listen, this is a great event, and it's been held for 14, 15 years, and it's in honor of two of the greatest guys that the city of Lansing has ever produced. When I say the city of Lansing, I mean that. I mean, they were born here, grew up here, and they died here. Brian Ferguson and Chris Ferguson were brothers. They gave so much to this area. They've done so much for athletics, sports, and just the underprivileged community and the underprivileged kid. We need for you people to come on out and support this worthy cause and raise money in the honor and the memory of these two great individuals, Chris Ferguson and Brian Ferguson, and we hope to see you there.
This is Charles Gordon. I just wanted to say, hats off to the Ferguson family. Going back, Brian, Chris were very instrumental in my growing up as positive role models and former athletes who always made time for the kids and gave back to the community. And the tennis tournament is a definite positive for the community. I wish more people would come out. I plan it every year, and love the Ferguson family. Thanks for everything.
Zimmerman. I knew Brian Ferguson at the end of his tennis career, and I'm here to play in this cancer-sponsored tournament to represent the Ferguson family.
Hello, my name is Steve Haney, and it's my honor and privilege to say a few brief words on behalf of Brian Ferguson and Chris Ferguson. Words can never adequately describe or articulate the impact that Brian, Chris, and the entire Ferguson family, including Joel, had on so many young men growing up in Lansing, Michigan. It seems like it was yesterday, but in reality it was over 40 years ago that the Fergusons welcomed in a collection of misfits and lost souls, some kids from affluence, some kids from poverty, some white, some black, and it never mattered. We were all part of one unified collection of brothers, and that we all grew together through our young ages into manhood. Regrettably, Joel is the only one physically left, to see the benefits of the lessons that we learned from Brian and Chris and the fruits of the labor of love. But there's no doubt in my mind that Brian and Chris are both smiling down from heaven, viewing our accomplishments and the men that we've become, the fathers that we've become, and to the leaders that we've become, and the mentors we are to the young men as they were to us at one time. I'd like to also thank those responsible for this tremendous event and allowing us all to honor the memories of Brian and Chris with this tennis tournament. And I'm glad I can be a part of it in any way possible.
I'm Joel Ferguson. I'm so proud to be Brian and Chris's brothers. Their legacy will continue to live based upon all these wonderful people who are behind naming a tennis tournament that's doing so much for this community after Brian and Chris. Their accomplishments and how they've been down to earth and how they've helped young people and helped everyone in this community is just so much, and it's just so much for all of us that they're still being honored and they're gone but not forgotten. It's a hard one for me to do this speech because I'm almost tearing up just thinking about my brothers and thinking about the support that all of you give in his name and Brian and Chris's names. And they're gone, but they'll never be forgotten. Thank you very much, all of you who are supporting this event here in the community. Thank you.